I've said it 1,000 times, maybe, even more. And sometimes it's just like,
it's true. Yeah. Well, at the end of the show, we always say the sponsor, right?
Yeah.
I still have to read it.
I know.
I've said the sponsor line 1,000,000 times.
You have.
But I cannot remember it.
Well, that's why I tell you, we're just getting dumber and dumber. Like, our brains are not working as efficiently.
It's true. My brain is like a rock. It's just like, I don't know.
Well, I think that we're not forced to memorize. And so everything is there for us so easy that, like, I think that side of our brain is just getting weaker and weaker.
It's true. I don't know my address. Every time I have to write my address, I have to look it up on my phone.
Well, I always forget the zip code.
Yes.
I know my address, but I always forget the zip code. But
I can't. When you're at the supermarket and you put your points, you have to put your phone number in to get the points?
Yeah.
I can't remember my phone number.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, confession.
Yes.
I still cannot memorize my son's ID number. Only his birth date. And then, like, the last 7 digits, I always have to look it up.
Oh.
It's a shameful thing. Okay. All right. Shh, don't tell anyone.
I won't tell anyone.
Okay.
No one knows.
Okay.
No one knows.
All right. So we've got an article for you today. Social media may be negatively affecting the sleep of preteens.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my. All right. So that we know that social media is not a good thing.
It's terrible.
It's terrible for these teens. But now they're talking about the sleeping patterns of preteens.
Yeah.
What is a preteen?
So a preteen, so teenager is 13 to 19. Preteen is, I guess, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
Would be considered
right before.
preteen.
Yeah,
right before.
That's right. So now we're finding that this is affecting even younger kids.
Yeah, and their sleep. They're not sleeping.
Oh, my. All right, so miss out on something is our first phrase.
So this miss out is when you're not able to do something that you wanted to do. There's an opportunity and you are unable to do it.
All right. Now, to stay up late.
To stay up late means that you are not going to bed.
Okay. And to stay up to date.
Yes. If you're staying up to date means you have the most recent information.
Okay, got it. Let's go ahead and listen to our article.
A study of 10-year-olds with access to social media found that they lack the equivalent of a full night's sleep per week. Children need more sleep than adults, roughly 9 to 12 hours for 10-year-olds. However, the fear of missing out causes them to stay up late to remain connected. This desire to fit in and stay up to date on the latest happenings within one's social circle is normal in preteens and teens. But it can have negative effects once it begins interfering with things like sleeping, eating, and exercise. The study showed that the happiest and healthiest children spent 2 hours or less online per day.
All right, here we go. A study of 10-year-olds.
Yes.
10, okay, with access to social media found that they lack the equivalent of a full night's sleep per week.
Oh, my gosh.
So preteen 10-year-olds are lacking a full night's sleep per week. So they're not getting their full sleep.
Right.
My goodness. Now, per week. So our pattern is per something.
Yes.
Per month, per week, per day. So what is this per? P-E-R.
Per means like every. So every week they are 1 night less sleeping than what they should be.
Wow.
That is.
And children, if you want your children to grow, they need to sleep.
Yeah.
That's when they grow. Children need more sleep than adults, roughly 9 to 12 hours for 10-year-olds.
Wow. I don't know a single 10-year-old that gets 9 to 12 hours of sleep.
I agree. I agree. Especially in Korea. I found that when I came to Korea after I had Yoon-seo and he was much younger, he'd be in bed by like 8 o'clock.
Right.
And then like I would meet some of his like friends and they'd go to bed at 11.
Yeah.
And they were 3 or 4 years old at that time.
Oh my goodness.
So I was like, wow. So roughly is actually our power vocab.
Yes.
Now, the word rough is an adjective that means like,
like it's hard on the skin.
Yeah.
Like sandpaper
is rough.
sort of thing.
Right.
Mm.
But roughly means what?
Roughly means approximately.
Okay.
So the calculation is not exact. It's just, it's kind of an estimate.
All right. So let's continue.
However, the fear of missing out causes them to stay up late to remain connected.
Okay. So there's a fear. They fear what? Missing out.
Yes. Missing out. First, missing out means that you are not able to take an opportunity like you would.
Yeah.
But in this case, when we're talking about missing out, maybe it's not an opportunity. Not it's like, oh, I wanted to go to that concert and I couldn't go to the concert. Here, the missing out is more like everybody is doing things online. And I don't know what's happening.
Yes, that's right.
I'm kind of the outsider.
That's right. So to feel like you're missing out.
Yeah.
And this is how we say it. Oh, I feel like I'm missing out on a lot of things.
Right.
Meaning like, well, everybody's doing those things and I feel left out.
Right.
I feel like I should be doing it too, but I'm not. So there's that sort of empty feeling.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And they feel that they're like scared of missing out. And it causes them to stay up late.
Yes.
So to stay up late.
To stay up late means you are going to bed late. So if your son's bedtime was 8, but he stayed up until midnight, that would be staying up or staying up late.
Right. And so oftentimes we would say to a close friend, oh, you look tired. Or like, is everything okay? And the answer typically is like, oh, I stayed up late last night.
Yeah.
I stayed up late last night.
I was up till like 2 a.m.
Yeah, I was up to, I was up at 2 a.m.
Yes.
Yeah. So those are very common sentences that we use.
Yes.
All right. So let's move on.
This desire to fit in and stay up to date on the latest happenings within one's social circle is normal in preteens and teens, but it can have negative effects once it begins interfering with things like sleeping, eating, and exercise.
Oh, that's a very long sentence.
Yes.
Let's break it up. So the desire to fit in. So if you fit in, it means that you are part of the group.
Yes.
Okay, if you don't fit in, then you're kind of an outsider.
Right.
So the desire to, so you want to fit in, right? And you want to stay up to date on the latest happenings, meaning, you want to stay up to date on what's going on.
Yes.
What is everybody doing?
What is everybody doing?
Yeah. So to stay up to date.
So to stay up to date means to have the most recent information, and this can be in a very official news or business setting where you're staying up to date on the current situation.
Yeah.
Or in this case, with these preteens and teens, knowing what all their friends are doing.
Yeah.
Where are their friends going? What are they buying?
What are they eating?
What are they eating?
Yeah.
Where did they go on the weekend?
Yeah.
Did you go with them?
Yeah.
Just always feeling that you have to know what everyone is doing.
Right.
That would be staying up to date.
All right. And it says here, within one's social circle. So a social circle is basically the people that you hang out with.
Yes.
Okay? They could be close friends or just, normal friends.
Right.
All right. So this is all normal. But when you're a teenager, it can have negative effects once it begins interfering with things like sleeping, eating, and exercise. So this is all good.
Yeah.
But it becomes a problem when?
It becomes a problem whenever you are staying up late looking at your phone instead of going to bed.
Yeah, that's right.
Essentially.
That's right. Okay. So it says that the study showed that the happiest and healthiest children spent 2 hours or less online per day. So the less, so the less time you're online, the happier you are. Yeah. It's harder said than done. Actually, it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these poor kids, we got to protect our preteens.
Yes.
Okay. Make sure they get some sleep. Let's go ahead and listen to that article one more time.
A study of 10-year-olds with access to social media found that they lack the equivalent of a full night's sleep per week. Children need more sleep than adults, roughly 9 to 12 hours for 10-year-olds. However, the fear of missing out causes them to stay up late to remain connected. This desire to fit in and stay up to date on the latest happenings within one's social circle is normal in preteens and teens. But it can have negative effects once it begins interfering with things like sleeping, eating, and exercise. The study showed that the happiest and healthiest children spent 2 hours or less online per day.
Let's do a little quick review. Turn to page 130, and the first one is to miss out on something. So basically, this is kind of losing the chance to experience something.
Yes.
And you don't feel good. You feel like you're losing something.
Yes.
Okay. Where were you this weekend? There was a big party at Jack's.
I was studying. I seem to miss out on something every weekend.
All right. So, there was an event or there was a concert. Oh, I missed out.
Yeah.
Oh, darn.
Yeah.
All right. Did I miss out on the sale on sweaters? To miss out on a sale
Yeah.
is not a good feeling either.
So this phrase, recently, some of our listeners may have heard of FOMO.
Yeah.
FOMO.
Yeah.
It's the fear of missing out,
yeah.
where you feel that you want to do everything that everybody else is doing.
Do you have FOMO?
I mean, I guess when I was younger.
Yeah,
but
sure.
now there's a new term called JOMO.
JOMO?
JOMO.
Oh, Jay.
The joy of missing out.
Oh, I like that. The joy of missing out.
Like, so sometimes my friends are like, hey, do
Yeah.
you want to go to like a concert?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, no, I don't want to go. I love that feeling. So. Okay, I love.
You are such a haraboji.
I love it.
Oh, that's...
Well, but the reason is because I feel glad that I don't care about it.
Yes.
Like I don't need that to feel happy.
Right, very good.
So I feel happy that I don't need that thing.
So you're very much happy with being alone.
Yeah.
Like being by yourself. That's a very, because some people, the reason why they have a fear of, like they have FOMO is because they feel anxiety.
Yes.
Being alone.
Right.
See, me too. I love JOMO. I love that.
You have
Joy
JOMO?
of missing out.
Joy
I
of
don't want to
missing out.
go. Okay.
Although there are some missing out. For example, you don't want to miss out on your child's childhood.
True.
When they're growing up, like parents want to focus on their children
True.
and not miss out on those experiences.
Absolutely.
So this missing out can be a good thing or a bad thing.
Sure.
Depending on the context.
All right. Now, if you stay up, it means that you are
Not going to bed.
not going to bed. What time will you get home tonight?
My plane won't land until 11:30, so don't stay up for me.
Okay, don't stay up.
Yes.
So we can just use it without late. Okay, don't stay up. Don't wait for me.
Yes.
Go to bed.
Go to bed.
My brother always stays up playing video games until the sun rises.
Oh, wow.
No, that's a lot of video games.
Yeah. A note on this stay up. It's not just that you are awake, usually. You are probably not even in bed.
Yes.
If you're staying up, it means you are not in bed and you're probably doing something.
Some activity.
Some activity. It could just be watching TV.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's not that you're unable to go to sleep.
Okay, very good point. So here's my question. So a lot of people have a hard time going to sleep.
Yes.
So we can't use this expression, stay up.
Right.
You're doing this intentionally.
Yes.
So in the other case, you could say what? If you can't go to bed.
If you
can't fall asleep.
Right. If you can't go to sleep, you would say something like, I couldn't
fall asleep.
Couldn't fall asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the way that you would say it.
Right.
I had insomnia.
Yeah.
Insomnia being
Yeah.
not being able to.
Right. So I
Interesting.
couldn't fall asleep until 3 or 4 in the morning. This is something that I hear a lot of people say.
Right.
So stay up is intentional. You're awake, and usually you're probably doing something.
You're doing something. Or sometimes parents stay up with their children. So if their child is sick, the parent might stay up and make sure that the child is okay.
That's right. Okay, great. Now, if you are up to date on something, you've got the most recent information, you know what's going on. Have you been keeping up to date with all the Hollywood gossip?
Yeah, I follow all the stories and scandals.
Okay. All right. Is your personal information in our files up to date?
So
That's
this
a
is
good
more
one.
of official. So this is similar. It's related to update, but up to date mean it is the most recent.
Okay, so you bring up a good point because we have the word update.
Yes.
Okay, we need to update your file. We need to update your information.
Yes.
So is there a difference between being up to date and to update? It
Yes.
sounds very similar.
It does sound very similar. The biggest difference is with update means that you are making it newer, but it may not be the most recent. It's a little vague. It could be or it couldn't be.
Okay.
It's just a newer version.
Okay.
Whereas up to date means that it is definitely the most recent, the newest information possible.
Okay, very good. Thank you for telling us the difference.
Yeah.
All right, power pattern per week.
Every week.
All right. We charge $400 per week.
Every week, $400 is leaving. Ryan practiced baseball 35 hours per week.
Per week. Woo, that's a lot of practicing.
Yeah.
Okay. How many hours do you work per week, Cameron?
It depends on the week.
Okay.
Like for
On
this
average?
show,
Yeah, on
average,
Yeah.
not enough.
Not enough?
Not
okay,
enough.
it's a secret.
It's a secret. I need to work more hours per week.
Okay. All right. So check out our power vocabulary on page 132. It's roughly.
Yes.
Okay. And let's thank our sponsor.
한국